أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. All praise is due to Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one and only God. Peace and blessings be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, whom no other prophet will come after him. La ilaha illallah Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. There is no God to worship but Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is his servant and a messenger of Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala. According to Muslim tradition, Prophet Adam alayhi salam built the original Kaaba as a copy of and directly below Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala's throne in heaven. This structure was destroyed during the Great Flood, leaving behind nothing but the foundation. The current structure was rebuilt by Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam and his son, Prophet Isa alayhi salam. Surah Al-Baqarah 2, verse 127. And remember when Ibrahim raised the foundation of the house with Ismail, both praying, "Our Lord, accept this from us. You are indeed the all-hearing, all-knowing." His name was Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, and the people of the book called him Abraham. His full name was Ibrahim ibn Terah, ibn Nahor, ibn Sarug, ibn Rao, ibn Falikh, ibn Hud, ibn Shalik, ibn Arfakshand, ibn Sam, ibn Nuh alayhi salam. And this lineage also mentioned in the Bible, but with a slight difference in terms of pronunciation. It is said that when his father Terah was 75 years old, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam and his two other brothers Nahor and Haran were born. Haran had a son called Lut, who eventually became Prophet Lut alayhi salam. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam was the second son of his father, and Haran died in the lifetime of his father in the place where he was born, called Chaldea in Babel. This is the most famous opinion amongst historians. Ibn Asakir authenticated his opinion and said that he was born in Babylon, where current time now is somewhere in Iraq. Ibn Asakir reported that Ikrimah said Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam was nicknamed as Abu Daifan and his mother was called Amila. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam was born into a typical family of that ancient time. The head of the family was not even an ordinary idolater, but was one who totally rejected Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala and who used to make the idols with his own bare hands. At that time, some people worshipped idols of stone and wood. Others worshipped the planets, stars, sun and moon. And there were some who worshipped their kings and rulers. Some tradition claim that Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam's father died before his birth, and he was raised by an uncle whom he called father. Other tradition also said that his father was alive and was named Azar. He was endowed with spiritual understanding from an early age. Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala enlightened his heart, mind, and gave him wisdom from childhood. In Surah Al-Anbiya 21, verse 51. And indeed we had granted Ibrahim sound judgment early on, for we knew him well to be worthy of it. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam's father was an idol worshipper. He was a well-known sculptor, and he would craft idols from stone or wood and sell them as well. As a child, he would watch his father's work, often using the finished idol as playthings. He couldn't understand why people were worshipping these ornaments of stones in the temples. His father explained that the statues represented gods, and people would offer them food and other gifts whilst asking for favors. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam was astonished, and he spontaneously rejected the idea. He felt that it was wrong. Being a child, and he played with such statues sitting on their backs as people sit on the backs of the donkeys and mules. One day his father saw him riding the statue of Marduk, and he became furious. He ordered his son not to play with it again. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam asked, "What is this statue, father? It has big ears, bigger than ours." His father answered, "It is Marduk, the God of gods, son. These big ears show his deep knowledge." This made Prophet Ibrahim a.s. laugh. He was only 7 years old at that time. Years passed and Prophet Ibrahim a.s. grew into manhood. Since his childhood, his heart had been full of hatred of these idols. He noticed that these idols did not eat, drink, or talk, and they could not even turn themselves right side up if someone turned them upside down. How, then, could people believe that such statues could harm or benefit them? His people had a big temple full of idols, in the middle of which was a niche accommodating the biggest gods, which were of different kinds, qualities, and shapes. What surprised him was the way his people behaved when they entered the temple. They bowed and started to cry, begging and imploring their gods for help as if the idols could hear or understand this request. At first, such a sight seemed funny to him, but later on he began to feel angry. What added to the problem was that his father wanted him to be a priest when he was grown up. He wanted nothing more from his son than that he revere those statues. Yet, Prophet Ibrahim a.s. never stopped displaying his hatred and disdain of them. One night, he left his house to go to a mountain. He walked alone in the dark until he chose a cave in the mountain where he sat, resting his back against its wall. He looked at the sky. He had hardly seen it when he remembered that he was looking at planets and stars which were worshipped by some people on earth. His young heart was filled with tremendous pain. He considered what was beyond the moon, the stars and planets has to be a creator, ya'ni Allah Subhanahu, and he was astonished that these celestial bodies were worshipped by men when they had been created to worship and obey their creator, appearing and disappearing at his command. Now, Prophet Ibrahim a.s. had a mission to call his people to the truth and help them accept Allah Subhanahu as their one true God. He then addressed his people who worship celestial bodies. In Surah Al-An'am 6, verse 76 to 79. When the night grew dark upon him, he saw a star and said, "This is my Lord." But when it set, he said, "I do not love things that set." Then when he saw the moon rising, he said, "This is my Lord." But when it disappeared, he said, "If my Lord does not guide me, I will certainly be one of the misguided people." Then when he saw the sun shining, he said, "This must be my Lord. It is the greatest." But again, when it set, he declared, "O my people, I totally reject whatever you associate with Allah in worship. I have turned my face towards the one who has originated the heavens and the earth, being upright, and I am not one of the polytheists." Prophet Ibrahim a.s.'s reasoning helped to reveal the truth, and then the conflict between him and his people began, for the worshippers of the stars and planets did not stand mute. They began arguing and threatening him. In Surah Al-An'am 6, verse 80 to 82. And his people argued with him. He responded, "Are you arguing with me about Allah while He has guided me? I am not afraid of whatever idols you associate with Him. None can harm me, unless my Lord so wills. My Lord encompasses everything in His knowledge. Will you not be mindful? And how should I fear your associate gods when you have no fear in associating others with Allah, a practice He has never authorized? Which side has more right to security? Tell me if you really know. It is only those who are faithful and do not tarnish the faith with falsehood who are guaranteed security and are rightly guided." Then Prophet Ibrahim a.s. made clear to them, first, that the celestial bodies are unworthy of worship, and second, that they are among the signs of Allah Subhanahu. In Surah Fussilat 41, verse 37, "Among His signs are the day and the night, the sun and the moon. Do not prostrate to the sun or the moon, but prostrate to Allah Subhanahu, who created them all, if you truly worship Him alone. He then went to the idolaters. Allah Subhanahu gave Prophet Ibrahim the reasoning he needed every time he argued with his people. He did his best to make his people heedful to the belief in Tawheed, the oneness of Allah Subhanahu and to the worship of Him alone. He told them to firmly renounce the worship of idols. Prophet Ibrahim said to his father and his people in Surah Al-Anbiya 21, verse 52 to 56. When he said to his father and his people, "What are these statues to which you are devoted?" They replied, "We found our forefathers worshipping them." He responded, "Indeed, you and your forefathers have been clearly astray." They asked, "Have you come to us with the truth, or is this a joke?" He replied, "In fact, your Lord is the Lord of the heavens and the earth, who created them both, and to that I bear witness." And that was the beginning of his struggle with his people. The most amazed and furious was his father, or his uncle who had raised him. Prophet Ibrahim felt that it was his duty as a good son to advise his father against this evil so that he could be saved from Allah Subhanahu's punishment. Being a wise son, he did not make his father feel foolish, nor did he openly laugh at his conduct. He told him that he loved him, hoping to generate fatherly love. Then he gently asked him why he worshipped lifeless idols who could not hear, see, or protect him. But before his father could become angry, he hastily added. Surah Maryam 19, verse 43 to 48. "O dear father, I have certainly received some knowledge which you have not received, so follow me and I will guide you to the straight path. O dear father, do not worship Satan. Surely Satan is ever rebellious against the most compassionate. O dear father, I truly fear that you will be touched by a torment from the most compassionate and become Satan's companion in hell." He threatened, "How dare you reject my idols, O Ibrahim? If you do not desist, I will certainly stone you to death. So be gone from me for a long time." Ibrahim responded, "Peace be upon you, and I will pray to my Lord for your forgiveness. He has truly been most generous to me, as I distanced myself from all of you, and from whatever you invoke besides Allah, I will continue to call upon my Lord alone, trusting that I will never be disappointed in invoking my Lord." His father's harsh treatment did not stop Prophet Ibrahim from delivering the message of truth. Angry and sad to see people prostrate before idols, he was determined to stamp out these practices and went to the town to debate with the people, knowing full well that he might suffer harm, like a wise doctor searching for a cause of a sickness so as to prescribe the proper cure. Prophet Ibrahim asked them, "Do the idols see you when you prostrate before them? Do they benefit you in any way?" They quickly tried to defend their beliefs. They argued that they knew the idols were lifeless, but that their forefathers had worshipped them. To them, this was proof enough for their belief. Prophet Ibrahim explained that their forefathers had been wrong. This angered them, and they retorted, "Are you condemning our gods and our forefathers? Or are you just joking?" Prophet Ibrahim showed no fears as he replied, "I am serious. I come to you with a true religion. I have been sent with guidance from our Lord, who alone is worthy of worship, who is the creator of the heavens and the earth, and who regulates all affairs of life, unlike the dumb idols which are just stone and wood." Whatever Prophet Ibrahim said did not deter them, and they would not give up but clung fast to idolatry. Prophet Ibrahim left his father's house and abandoned his people and what they worshipped. He decided to do something about their state of disbelief, but did not reveal it. He knew that there were going to be a great celebration on the other bank of the river, which would be attended by all the people. He waited until the city was empty, then came out cautiously, directing his steps towards the temple. The streets leading to it were empty, and the temple itself was deserted, for the priests had all gone to the festival outside the city. He went there carrying a sharp axe. He looked at the stone and wood statues of the gods and at the food laid in front of them as offerings. He approached one of the statues and asked, "The food in front of you is getting cold. Why don't you eat them?" The statue kept silent and rigid. He then asked all the other statues around him. In Surah As-Safat 37 verse 91, "Will you not eat of the offerings before you?" He was mocking them, for he knew they would not eat. He once again asked then. In Surah As-Safat again 37 verse 92, "What is wrong with you that you cannot speak?" He then raised his axe and started smashing the false gods worshipped by the people. He destroyed all of them except one, on whose neck he hung the axe. After this, his anger subsided and he felt at peace. He left the temple. He had fulfilled his vow to show these people practical proof of their foolishness in worshipping something other than Allah SWT. When the people returned, they were shocked to see their gods smashed to pieces, lying scattered all over the temple. They began to guess who had done that to their idols, and Prophet Ibrahim a.s. name came to their minds. In Surah Al-Anbiya 21 verse 59 to 67, they protested, "Who dared do this to our gods? It must be an evildoer." Some said, "We heard a young man called Ibrahim speaking ill of them." They demanded, "Bring him before the eyes of the people so that they may witness his trial." They asked, "Was it you who did this to our gods, O Ibrahim?" He replied sarcastically, "No, this one, the biggest of one another. You yourselves are truly the wrongdoers." Then they quickly regressed to their original mindset, arguing, "You already know that those idols cannot talk." He rebuked them. "Do you then worship instead of Allah what can neither benefit nor harm you in any way? Shame on you and whatever you worship instead of Allah. Do you not have any sense?" Furious, they demanded that Prophet Ibrahim a.s. be arrested and tried. He did not resist. This was precisely what he had been aiming for, so that he could show them up in the public for their foolish beliefs. At the trial, they asked him if he was responsible for breaking the idols. Smiling, he told them to ask the biggest idol, which was still whole. He told them that he must be the culprit. They replied that he knew well that the idol could not speak or move, which gave Prophet Ibrahim a.s. the chance to prove the foolishness of worshipping these lifeless objects. They then realized the senselessness of their beliefs. However, their arrogance would not allow them to admit their foolishness. All they could do was to use their power of authority, as tyrants usually do, to punish Prophet Ibrahim a.s. They kept him in chains and planned their revenge. Anger was burning in their hearts. They decided to throw him into the biggest fire they could ever build. All the citizens were ordered to gather wood as a service to their gods. Ignorant Sikh women vowed that if they were cured, they would donate so much wood to burn Prophet Ibrahim a.s. For several days they collected fuel. They dug a deep pit, filled it with firewood, and ignited it. They brought a catapult with which to cast Prophet Ibrahim a.s. into the fire. Prophet Ibrahim a.s. was put on the catapult. His hands and feet were tied. The fire was ready, with its flame reaching the sky. The people stood away from the pit because of the great heat. Then the chief priest gave his order to cast Prophet Ibrahim a.s. into the fire. Then Malaika Jibril a.s. came near Prophet Ibrahim a.s.'s head and asked him, "O Ibrahim, do you wish for anything?" He replied, "Nothing from you." The catapult was shot and Prophet Ibrahim a.s. was cast into the fire. But his descent into the blaze was a descent on steps in a cool garden. The flames were still there, but they did not burn, for Allah SWT had issued its command. In Surah Al-Anbiya 21 verse 69, we ordered, O fire, be cool and safer for Ibrahim. The fire submitted to the will of Allah SWT, becoming cool and safe for Prophet Ibrahim (as-Salam). It only burned his bonds, and he sat in the midst of the fire as if he was sitting in a garden. He glorified and praised Allah the Almighty with a heart that contained only his love for Allah SWT. The fire was turned into coolness, making the air pleasant. Those who love Allah SWT as Prophet Ibrahim (as-Salam) did not fear. The throng, the chiefs and the priests sat watching the fire from a distance. It was burning their faces and nearly suffocating them. It kept burning for such a long time that the disbelievers thought it would never be extinguished. But when it did burn out, they were greatly amazed to find Prophet Ibrahim (as-Salam) coming out of the pit untouched by the fire. Their faces were black from the smoke, but his was bright with the light and grace of Allah Subhanahu. The raging fire had become cool for Prophet Ibrahim (as-Salam) and had only charred the ropes which held him. He walked out of the fire as if he was walking out of a garden. Cries of astonishment were heard from the heathens. Surah Al-Anbiya 21 verse 70. They had sought to harm him, but we made them the worst losers. This miracle shamed the tyrants, but it did not cool the flame of anger in their hearts. However, after this event, many of the people followed Prophet Ibrahim (as-Salam), although some kept their belief a secret for fear of harm or death at the hands of their rulers. When the king Namrud heard of Prophet Ibrahim (as-Salam's safe exit from the fire, he became very angry. He feared that the status of Godhead he had proclaimed for himself was not challenged by an ordinary human being. So he summoned Prophet Ibrahim (as-Salam) to his palace and held a dialogue with him which Allah Almighty recounted. In Surah Al-Baqarah 2 verse 258. Are you, O Prophet, not aware of the one who argued with Ibrahim about his Lord because Allah had granted him kingship? Remember when Ibrahim said, My Lord is the one who has power to give life and cause death. He argued, I too have the power to give life and cause death. Ibrahim challenged him. Allah causes the sun to rise from the east, so make it rise from the west. And so the disbeliever was dumbstruck, and Allah does not guide the wrongdoing people. Prophet Ibrahim (as-Salam's fame spread throughout the entire kingdom. People talked about how he had been saved from the blazing fire, and how he had debated with the king and left him speechless. In the meantime, he continued calling people to believe in Allah SWT, exerting a great effort to guide his people to the right path. He tried every means to convince them. However, in spite of his love and care for his people, they felt angry and deserted him. Only one woman and one man of his people shared his belief in Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. The woman's name was Sarah, and she became his wife. The man's name was Lut, and he became a prophet. When Prophet Ibrahim (as-Salam) realized that no one else was going to believe in his call, he decided to emigrate. He left his people and traveled his wife and Lut to a city called Ar, near Kufa on the west bank of the Euphrates in Iraq, then left Ar for Haran and then for Palestine. From Ibn Kathir's other book, Stories of the Prophets, he mentioned that Terah left the land of the Chaldees with his son, Prophet Ibrahim (as-Salam), his daughter-in-law Sarah, and his grandson Lut, the son of Haran, and set off towards the land of Canaanites. However, on the way, they stopped at a place called Haran, where Terah died at the age of 250 years. This indicates that he was not born in Haran, Rather, his birthplace was the land of the Chaldees, Babel. The land of Canaanites is the land of Bayt al-Maqdis, Jerusalem. They lived for a while in Haran, which belonged to the Chaldeans those days. Wallahu a'lam bisawab. Ya Allah, please teach us knowledge that is beneficial to us. Let us take advantage of the knowledge that you pour on to us. Please give us knowledge, good deeds and sincerity in our lives. May we receive mercy and guidance from you, Ya Allah. Please increase our iman, ilmu, so that we can pass them down to our children, family, friends and all our loved ones. Until my next video, inshallah, please take care and be kind to one another. Jazakumullahu khairan and shukran.